girls are purple and blue and black and every color of the rainbow, but the colors that they should be, and they're using rolling pins trying to even it out, and, this is not sexy.
Exactly. How do you exactly feel about silicone injection or black market silicone injection?
I'm totally against that, everybody making their money. I was approached at a ball. It's like, listen, go just talk to your kids. Somebody handed me cards, for some black market. I'm like, no, baby, that ain't happening. I'm not climbing up on nobody's kitchen table. Sorry.
What do you tell your kids?
Listen, like, I have a child now that's like really concerned about getting her bags, as you call them, her breasts. Like, listen, everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. She wants more body. She wants this. I'm like, listen, you're beautiful. She's she's transitioning beautifully. And I say, don't skip the process. And a lot of girls want what they want, and they want it now. And I think that's where a lot of the problem lies. Is not willing to just work with the process. They get one known this week, next week they're ready for body.
Okay. Overnight success, honey.
Right.
Dragging a box.
Yeah, basically microwave process, Put it on 3 minutes.
Put her in 3 minutes in the bag and pop it to the plate, stir her in, and she's laced and gagging, right?
But let it sit out too long and you're gagging again.
Well, what about, when you have that silicone in your face and, you start to get older and it starts dropping and then your silicone is uneven? What do you do? Do you go back and you fix it? Do you put more?
No, I'm against all of that. Honestly, I'm fearful of it. And I'm speaking for me. I would never. And trust me, I thought about it. I said, the guy's getting pecs now. They're putting it in their calves and all that. And I was like, what?
I just recently found out that they put it in their calves. I know about the pecs and everything else, but I cringed when they told me that the girls are putting it in their calves. I was like, are you serious?
And I thought about that. I was like, what? Give me body. Then I was like, what? I would go to Planet Fitness, pay my little $20 a month, and call it a day because I'm not pumping that in my body.
Not me. I got me one of those things. I go up and down my stepper while I'm looking out the window. Okay, motivation.
Yeah, it's like, I done heard about cells sliding all over the place, You wake up one morning and, like, your ass is on your thigh or something,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Terrible!
So, one more personal thing that I want to share. Something that, I'm coming out of the closet with, so to speak. Is that for some time now, I operate in a faith capacity as a minister, which I don't share with a lot of people. But as of lately, I have been, because I think it's essential. Because after all, one thing is true. Aside from good parenting, we need to also believe in something. I don't care what you choose to believe in, but believe in some power greater than yourself that will always be there when man fails you, always be there for guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It makes a difference in one's life. It really does.
Oh, yes, that makes a whole lot.
So I encourage, my children. I said, you don't have to always believe what I believe, but believe in something. Believe in a power that's greater than yourself.
Amen.
They can do all things and do them exceedingly well.
Word.
So I said, sharing another personal aspect of myself.
Well, that's good for you. That is actually great. I think it is wonderful, because there's a lot of people who are actually terrified to touch the subject. Honey, if you can't walk this category, then you're not really a ball walker. No tea, no shade. That means you can't walk the life of the runway of life.
Right. And and sometimes, ballroom is fantasy. When you leave the ballroom, some ballroom can sometimes be like any other addiction.
Sport.
It's used to take you away from something.
Yeah, it's just sport.
But always remember that when that high is gone, life is still there.
But now when that extracurricular activity turns to paranormal activities, that's How do you feel about trans men? How do you feel about trans men in the lifestyle?
I thought trans women were remarkable, but I am just like floored by trans men. I'm just like, and I don't know why I'm so surprised, at this stage in the game that, because I didn't have a lot of experience back in the day because they were mostly just like butchers. I mean, the closest thing, I seen was like Reese Pendaris, and she was the realest thing that I had ever seen, but, it's like, they're just amazing. I have a couple of children that are trans men, and I'm just like, wow. I'm just like, it's good. And then there's one that I found absolutely adorable. I mean, I went to their page, just looked at every one of their pictures, because I'm like, oh my God. I was like, just like, really just give me my paycheck every week. Yeah,
I actually had a taste of my own medicine one day. I was in Crash in Astoria, Queens, and there was this guy. He was kicking into me, and these were in my young days. When I was searching for a boyfriend. When you start looking for one, and you're like, damn, I'm never gonna find one. Well, I finally got this guy. He was kicking into me, and I was like, finally, some cute guy's finally kicking into me, because everybody used to kick into me was like busting, and I was like, no, next. I'm very picky. Was very picky. And, this guy's, like, talking to me, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, whatever. And, you're, like, sweaty. You was voguing all night. No tea, no shit. And you're feeling a little, like chunky and drunk. And then, all of a sudden, reached out and kissed me. And I was like, oh, so you give a very, very, Romeo and Juliet scene real quick. And I'm like, all right, we're kissing. So we go outside. We're waiting for my friend. I'm like, I pulled me a man. Let's go. I'm ready to pop. Okay. So my friend's outside, and he's with his friends outside. And, they're standing over there. And I was like, okay, why are they standing over there? And then, we were talking, and my friends were, like, over there. And I was like, okay, maybe they just want to leave us alone to talk. So then he comes and he tells me, I'm not a guy, I'm a girl.
Oh, wow.
I cringed. But I was drunk, and I was like, pay it. Get in the cab, and we zipped it, and we went to try that real good. We ended up dating for 2 weeks. But then eventually I told her, Mama, this is not, it was cute and everything. The function was lovely. I was living for the spirit moment. But I'm missing a certain seasoning that I like to cook. And I'm missing that special spice. So,
well, it would work for me because, I like a specific thing anyway. So
this is the reason why I brought this little story up, because it gave you options to keep your hope and your faith unlocked, to be secure with your own mental status. Do you agree?
Right.
Perfect.
I mean, I was like this one, this like MTL, that I've seen, never really met, but I think his name is KT Chanel. Absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, any given day. But I've seen quite a few, that are just like amazing. I've been on panels and judging, and I'm just like, I'm just like looking in awe. I'm like, wow, But I tell you, we've come a long way.
Speaking about thinking ahead, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, we over here. While I'm over here going, bang, bang. I'm over here thinking about, imagine we have some kids. How are we going to explain this? The daddy's the mommy and the mommy's the daddy. Like, these kids go to school messed up, talking crazy.
Yeah. I have a daughter and a son that the son is now a trans man and the daughter's a trans woman. And they had a baby first, and then they completed their transitions.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. So their daughter is like about maybe, 2 now? 2 or 3.
Wow.
I'm like, that is so amazing. And they got married, you know. I'm like, wow.
Word.
Yeah.
How do you feel on the gay marriage subject? Because we're getting very close to the end of the show. We have about like what? Maybe like 10, 15 minutes?
I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for this. But I don't believe in gay marriage, so to speak. I am open to domestic partnerships, bonding, because I do believe if you're with somebody for a number of years, okay, it's just like this. Why do we have to be like everybody else, okay? I'm good with a domestic partnership. Anything that would, secure, like if you've been with somebody 10, 15 years, God forbid something happens to you, and you have like no say so, this, that, and the other, I believe that's where a domestic partnership would cover you.
Right.
I take my head out and congratulate those that have, taken a step and gotten married, this, that, and the other. But I'm sorry, just my personal, and I know, well, it's not like I'm the most popular person anyway, but I just don't believe in gay marriage at this point. And I'm sorry. I know we've taken great strides in fighting for this equality, but, I'm good.
All right. Now,
but I would get a domestic partnership, though.
Do you feel that the ball community has fallen this generation, and it's ballroom kids?
Has failed me?
Yeah. Do you feel like the ballroom scene community is falling in this generation?
Yes, and again, I go back to leadership. Ballroom is what you make it. At the end of the day, ballroom is what you make it. And we need to kind of create a balance. Instead of trying to always be their friend, take the responsibility. God has blessed you to see another day. You reach a certain level in your life where you can turn around and help somebody. Why not help them instead of always trying to be like their girlfriend? Like it goes back to the saying, stop trying to sleep with someone that you call your child. Stop getting high with them. Stop encouraging them to do this. Because one thing that we did not talk about tonight that I have a real issue with is the rampant drug use in ballroom.
Yes, I was just about to ask that, by the way.
The girls is doing Tina, crystal meth, when did that become, I'm not being funny, but it might sound funny, but when did we begin to be able to afford Tina? I thought it was just a white girl thing.
Spoon.
But the black girls is doing crystal meth. The coke, okay, the bump here and there, but the girls is like really bumped the hell out.
Wow.
To get back.
Oh, no. Shade that.
So I'm like, some things we really need to address, but then how can you address it when your parents think the one sitting with you talking about pastor on whatever the thing you smoking it out of, or don't sniff up the. It was crazy.
How do you feel about Yolanda Jordan's post on YouTube? Outing the truth on her mother and father of the house and the sexual things that they made her do.
Oh, that was heavy. But it possibly needed to be said. But that was interesting. That's the one that involved all of them staying in the same house, right?
Right.
Okay, well.
The mother and the father of the house.
This is the same story. One of them involved one of my children, my daughter. So, I found it very interesting, but that's what I'm going to say about that.
Ooh. Category
closed.
back to the back, change the outfit. Well,